The film opens in Prague, in ancient times, and you can just feel the weight of despair in the air. A solemn voiceover sets the scene. Europe is being ravaged by diseases and terrible plagues. Things are getting worse, not better, and in their ultimate desperation, the Jewish community decides to turn to the forbidden art of Kabbalah. This was their ritual, a Hail Mary pass, to call forth a protector to save them from their misery. We see a synagogue at night. It's eerily lit. Outside, there are mutilated bodies strewn everywhere. The plague's devastation is horrific. Inside, the Jews are praying. Then, the Rebbe, their leader, slowly ascends the stairs into the synagogue and freezes. Among the dead, he sees him, the Golem, standing there in the shadows. This is the creature they summoned for protection, but something went terribly wrong with the ritual. This Golem, instead of saving them, caused more destruction. The Rebbe is terrified. He tries to reason with the creature. But just then, a small girl, brave but foolish, bursts in, weapon in hand, determined to kill the Golem. The Rebbe screams a warning for her to leave, but she just keeps advancing, utterly fearless. The scene cuts to a view from the synagogue window, and all we see is the Golem brutally killing the rabbi. And then, here we meet Hannah, the main character, a woman weighed down by a sorrow that's been 7 years in the making. She lost her young son all those years ago, and she simply hasn't been able to move past the grief. She hasn't had another child, but not because she doesn't want one. She's been secretly taking medicine to prevent pregnancy. She's convinced that if she has another child, they'll just die too, and she knows she cannot survive that pain again. Her kind husband, Benjamin, doesn't know her secret. He holds on to hope, believing their family will one day be complete. Hannah, meanwhile, has thrown herself into other pursuits, primarily the forbidden study of her religion. Girls aren't allowed in the synagogue, so she would hide in a small chamber beneath it, listening to and memorizing every word the rabbi said. She's especially obsessed with learning about Kabbalah, that ritual everyone stopped talking about centuries ago. Benjamin, being the rabbi's son, manages to steal books from the synagogue for her. He knows about her secret studies and supports them, hoping it will help pull her out of her profound grief. They both know this is a huge secret. If anyone found out about Hannah reading these texts, they'd be in serious trouble. One day, while Hannah is secretly listening in the synagogue, Benjamin's father confronts him. He tells his son it's been 7 years and he needs to move on. If Hannah won't complete their family, he should marry someone else. Hearing this from below, Hannah swells with pride when Benjamin firmly replies that he'll wait for their family to be complete, but he'll never leave Hannah because he loves her. Benjamin steals a special book that lays out everything about Kabbalah, the entire ritual they used to call their protector. He warns her, though. He tells her it's incredibly dangerous, that Kabbalah has been known to take lives, and anyone who performs it puts their own life on the line. But Hannah is fixed on her path. His warnings don't sway her one bit. Soon after, Hannah is out at the lake with her sister, who is getting married soon, sharing old memories. They notice a strange man watching them from the next village over, which immediately spooks them, and they rush back home. It turns out the man is from a Christian village that has been devastated by an epidemic. This plague has spread to every neighboring village except Hannah's. Then comes the day of her sister's wedding. The villagers are celebrating when a group of people from that Christian village arrive. Their leader marches up, places his sick daughter on a table, and makes a terrible accusation. He blames the Jewish villagers, saying they must be practicing black magic to be spared the plague, maybe even that they caused it. The rabbi keeps his cool. He calmly explains that their village is just isolated. They don't interact much with the others, which is why the plague hasn't reached them yet. But the Christian leader didn't come for an explanation. He came for a cure. He demands they do whatever they did to protect themselves, to save his daughter. Then, without warning, he kills one of the Jewish men and issues a chilling ultimatum. If his daughter isn't better soon, he will kill everyone in the village. Fear grips the community. The bride-to-be, furious, yells at them to leave, only to be violently kicked in the stomach by one of the Christian men. At this moment, an older woman named Abigail steps forward and tells the leader she will treat his daughter. The leader agrees, but on one condition: no one from the village is allowed to leave until his daughter is cured. If she lives, they're safe. If she dies, he'll kill them all. The Jewish men gather in the synagogue, while the women wait anxiously outside for the rabbi's decision. He tells them this problem is a test from God, and the answer is not to fight. Everyone agrees, except Hannah. She bursts into the synagogue and confronts the rabbi. She tells him he's wrong. They've been threatened. They're facing death. They must fight back, and not just with weapons, but with their powers, just like they did in the past. She tells them they must summon the golem through Kabbalah to bring forth the one creature who can truly protect them. Everyone stares at her in shock, and Benjamin whispers desperately for her to be quiet, but Hannah has a conviction that won't be silenced. She explains that the golem is a creature of clay, a doll they create and breathe life into with their prayers. In times of war, plague, and crisis, golems were made to save innocent Jews, taking all their problems onto themselves. She describes it as powerful and fiercely loyal, but also dangerous. She reminds them of the prologue: if the creator loses control, the golem can turn on its own people, just as it did centuries ago. Since almost no one there knows the ritual, Hannah declares with total confidence, "I will make the golem. I will take all the risks myself." The rabbi, furious and bewildered, asks how she knows such deep religious secrets. He challenges her, saying, even if she has the knowledge, who will breathe life into it? In a moment of cruel, raw anger, the rabbi lashes out, "You couldn't give my son a child, and you think you will breathe life into a golem." That night, Hannah is called away in a frantic emergency. She discovers the truth. Her sister was pregnant, and the Christian man's kick caused her to lose the baby. She needs treatment outside the village, but no one dares break the Christian leader's decree. Seeing her sister's suffering and everyone's paralyzing fear, Hannah makes up her mind. She sneaks into the synagogue, steals the ritual books, and collects the necessary supplies. In the forest, she meticulously sculpts a doll from clay, etching Jewish symbols onto its head. She takes the special scroll she wrote, containing the holy words, and places it over the doll's lips. She draws a circle around the effigy, sets it ablaze, and begins reciting the mantras. Finally, she collapses, exhausted. The next morning, Hannah wakes up, disoriented. She checks the clearing, but nothing has changed. The effigy is still there. It hasn't come to life. The ritual, she thinks, was a failure. Frustrated, she returns home. While she's taking a bath, she hears strange noises. She rushes to the room and finds a devastating sight. Benjamin has found her secret pregnancy prevention medicine. He finally understands that the wife he has fought for, the one he defended to his father, has been betraying his hope for 7 years. Broken and speechless, he simply turns and walks out of the house. Alone, Hannah hears the strange noises again. She checks the whole house, finds nothing, and goes back out to the forest. There, she sees a child covered in mud, holding the exact same little doll she had made for her son 7 years ago. Shocked, she looks around, thinking her son had been returned to her, but when she turns back, the child is gone. She races back to the clearing where she performed the ritual. The clay doll is missing. Before she can process it, she's grabbed by the Christian leader's men. They think she was trying to escape and drag her to a tree to hang her. Just as she's about to die, an unseen force attacks her captors. Hanging from the noose, she drops to the ground and looks up. The men who tried to kill her have been brutally torn to pieces. She is bewildered. Who saved her? Who killed them? Then, the mud-covered child walks up to her and gently touches her head. It's him. It's the golem. Relief and a fierce protectiveness wash over her. She quickly embraces the child and rushes to hide him in her barn. While Hannah is busy, the men of the village are inside the synagogue, praying, believing God himself will save them. During the prayer, Hannah's sister's husband snaps. He grabs a dagger and tells Benjamin he's going for revenge. Benjamin tries to stop him, warning that his rash actions will endanger the entire village. That night, Hannah bathes the golem and dresses him in her dead son's clothes. She sees her son in this creature. She feels a profound, almost desperate emotional connection. She starts treating him like her own child. At that moment, Abigail, the old woman who promised to help the Christian leader's daughter, enters the house. She sees the golem, and a look of sheer terror washes over her. Barely breathing, she whispers that this isn't a protector. It's a monster without a heart or soul. She tells Hannah she's made a deal with the devil and must kill him immediately. She believes the golem will save them all, cure the girl, and make the leader leave. Abigail knows Hannah won't listen, so she tells her the complete truth. The monster from the film's opening scene, the golem that killed all the Jews in Prague, was created by Abigail's own village. The little girl who tried to kill him was Abigail herself. She managed to kill the golem, but it was too late. Everyone she knew was already dead. She begs Hannah, as soon as the golem has served its purpose, she must kill him. Hannah must remove the scroll from his mouth and take it into her own mouth to end its life. To test this chilling revelation, Hannah throws the golem into the water. He doesn't drown. She tries stabbing him. He doesn't die. Abigail's terrifying words are true. As Hannah heads home, she sees Benjamin at a neighbor's house, laughing and talking with her. Hannah feels a burning jealousy and rage. At the same moment, the golem, who is alone, begins to express those exact same emotions. Hannah realizes the truth. The golem is completely linked to her. A part of her soul lives within him. She returns home and, in her anger, picks up a knife, briefly contemplating killing Benjamin. She feels that now, with the golem, she doesn't need anyone else, not even Benjamin. She puts her focus back on the creature, sewing him new clothes. When the needle pricks her finger, the golem cries out in pain. The connection is confirmed. They are not only emotionally but physically linked. The next morning, Hannah wakes up to chaos. The neighbor Benjamin was talking to has been brutally murdered. Hannah knows it was the golem. The rest of the village, however, assumes it was the Christian leader's men, and this act ignites a furious call for revenge. Benjamin and the other men decide they will fight back. They confront the Christian men. The Jews are poorly armed and quickly overwhelmed. The Christian leader first kills Hannah's sister's husband and is about to kill Benjamin when the golem arrives. The little creature instantly rips the head off the man holding Benjamin. Everyone is stunned, including Benjamin, who is terrified of the child who saved him. The leader is enraged and shoots the golem. The bullet hits, but the golem doesn't fall. Hannah cries out in pain, feeling the bullet in her own chest, further confirming their bond. Before the leader can react, his daughter arrives, cured and well. Hannah steps forward and tells the leader to take his healed daughter and leave, as promised. He complies, leaving the village in a state of relief and celebration. They see the golem as their hero, their protector. Later that night, Benjamin comes to Hannah, apologizing for his behavior. Hannah forgives him, and they begin to reconnect. But the golem, witnessing this, cannot generate the emotion of forgiveness. As Benjamin and Hannah move closer, the golem deliberately takes a sharp object and drives it into his own foot. Hannah feels the pain, cries out, and pulls away from Benjamin, who is confused, thinking she's still angry. To try and win her back, Benjamin starts playing a soothing melody. The music calms the golem, and for a moment, Hannah and Benjamin are able to feel their closeness again. After they fall asleep, Abigail sneaks into the house. The danger is gone, so she has to kill the monster now. But before she can, the golem kills her mercilessly. Benjamin wakes up to the horror. He finally realizes why the old stories warned them away from Kabbalah. The golem protects, but it also harms. He knows it will kill him next, so he runs away and immediately goes to his father, the rabbi. The rabbi understands that the golem must die. They plan a ritual to kill the golem, but it must be done inside the synagogue. Benjamin risks his life, playing the melody that calms the golem, luring him into the synagogue. As soon as the golem is inside, the doors are sealed and the ritual begins. The golem cries out in agony as the ritual takes effect. At home, Hannah feels the same agonizing pain and knows she has to stop it. She races to the synagogue, but the doors are sealed and no one hears her frantic banging. Meanwhile, back in his village, the Christian leader's daughter suddenly and tragically falls ill and dies. The leader, grief-stricken and enraged, sees this as the ultimate betrayal. He gathers his army and rides back to the Jewish village for a horrifying revenge. They set fire to the houses, shooting and killing everyone they see. Death and destruction are everywhere. The leader eventually finds Hannah and prepares to strike her. The golem, feeling Hannah's pain, bursts out of the synagogue, killing every Christian man in his path. Benjamin, the smart one, slips away. The golem reaches Hannah just as the leader is about to kill her. The golem throws the leader to the ground, thrusts his hand into the man's chest, and brutally rips out his heart. But the golem doesn't stop. He starts ruthlessly killing the rest of the leader's men. Hannah is horrified. She finally realizes the extent of the destruction she has caused. The golem approaches her, lovingly. Benjamin calls out from a distance, shouting, "Stop! He is not our son. He is the reason for all this destruction." Hannah finally understands. She had seen her dead son in the golem, but he can't be replaced. Yet, she has grown to love this creature too. It is a love mixed with horror. She embraces the golem one last time, a final, tender moment, and then pulls the scroll from his mouth. The golem instantly crumbles to dust in her arms. His death shatters Hannah all over again, and Benjamin rushes to her side to comfort her. In a post-credit scene, we see the scroll, the one that brought the golem to life, now in the hands of a small girl. It's the only one left, a tiny survivor whose entire family was killed by the golem, and that's where the story ends, leaving the dark legacy of the golem in her innocent yet dangerous hands.